Well, hello there, and welcome to my live event. This is one of my second live events, and I just want to thank you for joining me. Today I wanted to talk about, um, when we choose a partner that perhaps maybe that our family or our friends wouldn't agree with. And the reason I bring this up is because, I should probably hold on, let me adjust this. The reason I bring this up is because I think it happens a lot in families, and really the holidays are coming, and even without the holidays, it really makes it uncomfortable for all parties involved, right? And so I really wanted to bring this up because not only have I seen it in other families, but I've seen it in mine as well. And one of the things, there's there's different perspectives I think that are important to look at this from. And firstly, I think that when we judge other people, we do a disservice to ourselves. But before I begin, I really want to express the fact that I know that there are times and there are situations where it really truly, oh, this isn't really, hold on. There. There are times when a loved one will make a poor decision, that they choose somebody that, and the situation could be pretty harmful for them. And while they're 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 uncomfortable for not only us, but we really genuinely love these people so much that, especially when our children make poor choices or what have we. But one of the things that I find is really incredibly important in times like this is to remember that by pushing them away or making, having people make choices, um, say you had to make a choice. You either choose this person that's not good for you, that's harmful to you, or you have to just stay away from us. What if that's the case and really your loved one is put in a position where they have to choose between two people that they really genuinely care a lot about? And they're going to more than likely choose the person that their heart is moving toward. And if that person is harmful to them and you're telling them that you're not going to be there for them, what happens when they truly need you? What happens if what you feel, they're in a harmful situation and they don't feel like they can come to us and really find safety or find some sort of a comfort in that? So I think that's really important to take into consideration when we're making these choices. But then there's two other positions too that we can look at, and we can look at the position of, are we the one that's having to make those choices? Sometimes we are the ones that have to make those choices, and when we do, I think it's important to remember that our lives are for us, about us, and because of us, and we're making choices and decisions with our partners, within our relationships, because there's something inside of us that we need to fulfill, that we need to grow, that we need to develop. And it's important to realize that we have to do that in order for us to become, the person that we want to become and to become the best person that we possibly can be. And sitting down and with the person that's disagreeing with it is really helpful, and just explaining to them your position, and that you love both of them or you care deeply about both of them, and you don't feel that it's right that you're having to make this choice, and see if there's a compromise that you can, and just try your best to work it out. But in the end, most people will, if we express ourselves and we share our concerns and we really stand up for ourselves in these situations, I really think that there's a lot of benefit to it. And again, there are cases where people just don't budge. They're not willing to compromise with it. And then that's an individual choice where we have to decide what is in our best interest, right? What's going to be in our best interest. But also when these choices and decisions are made and we're having to force between it, but there's something in the situation, the reason that you're there with this person, there's something that you need to learn about you, about the world around you. But you first look inside of yourself from a place of balance, like I talk about constantly. It's finding that inner peace and that balance, not resolution, just that place of balance. And then bring yourself up emotionally. Why am I making this choice? What's going on here? Really look at when you when your emotions up, and then when you start coming back down. Say, for instance, during the conversations with people that are in disagreement, really pay attention to the emotions that you're feeling, because you're put into a really awkward position, and in all actuality you shouldn't be, because your relationship with that person is different than the relationship that somebody else can have with that person. Your relationship's an intimate um, relationship where the other party doesn't have that intimate relationship with the individual, and that needs to perhaps really be taken into consideration. And then if we're on the side that um, we're not really liking the person that they picked, and I'll tell you, there's some people that my kids dated, especially my girls, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it. And there were times when I really voiced my opinion and I was absolutely against it, and I said, no way, no way. And it put me in a position that my girls, you know, and I, it really just, it distorted and in a lot of ways caused damage in our relationships. And I realized, when they got older and there were still those situations, I just didn't want that to happen anymore. I didn't want to have that conflict, because if something did come about that was, I wanted that my girls ever needed me or my kids ever needed me, I wanted to be able to be there for them. I wanted them to be able to have that security and that freedom in our relationship to say, hey, you know what? This is your life, and you can make all the choices and decisions that you want to, because this is for you. What? I don't have to agree with everything that you do. My job is to love you and accept you for who you are. And when I took this approach, they would get to the point where they were able to really live their own life, try their own things, experiment in their own relationships and choices and decisions. Not everything that we do, not every choice and decision that we make is really the best for us. And later on, we find out that yes or no or whatever, what have you, it doesn't matter. But that's up to the person that makes that choice. When we have to just let people live their life experience according to the way that they see fit for their life, because there's something to be learnt, there's something to be gained from the choice that they are making. And that is the same thing that we want. We want our choices and our decisions about our life, we want those respected as well. So when we can do this, if we want this for ourselves, we have to also be willing to give this to others, um, especially when it comes to our loved ones. And truly, it's an opportunity. If we don't like somebody that our kids are dating, or that somebody's dating, or what have you, that's an opportunity for us to look at ourselves and say, why? What is it about this person that I just don't really agree with, or I don't care about, or I'm against? And then really, from that perspective, we have to really take into consideration that the issue really isn't the person that's making the choice and decision. The issue is ours, but there's some conflict there. What is it that we're having such an uncomfortable feeling about? Because when we have those when we meet people that we don't um, agree with, it's not those opportunities, or those encounters aren't there for us to judge another person. Those opportunities are for us to grow within ourselves by saying to us, these are things about this individual or this situation that I want to implement into my life, or that I don't want to be a part of my life. And it can solidify within you your choices and decisions to be the best you, because their life is up to them. And when we can see it this way, it makes it a lot easier. And then perhaps maybe there's something that you don't like about them, or you're judging them for whatever reason, and you're really looking at it. Why don't you just perhaps put it to the side if it's something that you can't work out, and really ask yourself, what is it about this person or that I can like? Try to find something of value, of substance within this, within the dynamics of the relationship, because everybody has something positive to give. Everybody has something good about them, you know. Everybody does, and to take on to the realization that we are all created equal. None of us are any better or any worse than the next person. We're just different, and it's in our differences that we grow the most, because it's in differences that we learn about more about ourselves, just as much as we do in the things that we have that are in common with others. But a lot of the time we don't look at, the differences as well or as meaningful as we do those things that we get along with. And a lot of times, if we look at the things that we have in common, or that we agree upon, we could probably often find that, is it really something that you chose, or did you conform to this belief? Is it something that really is in the heart of you and in the core of who you are, or is it something that perhaps your environment or your social status or what have you put you in a position to say or to feel or believe that, um, something is beneath you or not as valuable as you because of some certain, say, economical aspect of you. And that's really something to look at within you, um, because that's an exterior, um, that's an exterior aspect of your life. It's not an interior aspect of who you are. And that's something to really look at, to say, am I basing my choices and decisions on exterior situations, or am I basing my choices and decisions on from the inside, from an interior belief system and values, and really looking at what is it that's important to me? What is it that I value? What is it that I stand for? Who am I? Who am I? I think these are really important things to really look at. So just to tie everything all together, I think that it's a situation where we really have to look at, from both perspectives. It makes it uncomfortable, but if we're the ones if that's standing there really agreeing with something that they chose, why you feel this way. And say it's this person didn't come from the same, we'll use a class like, they're not as sophisticated, or they're not as um, well read. They're not as well read as most in the area. But we all, what if this person's trying to better themselves? What if this person is just lacking somewhere in some sort of a social skill that they just haven't had the opportunity to learn or look at? Maybe this is an opportunity for you to notice that and say, they seem, really look at this person. What are they doing? They're trying to be the best version and live the greatest life they possibly can. How can you help them? How can you help them to feel more comfortable, to know more about a situation, it's like the new kid at school. They don't know all the ropes and all where everything is and how things work. But if it's an opportunity for you to help somebody um, progress within themselves and to grow within themselves, and to feel valuable and to feel complete and whole, it's something to think about. Well, that's it for me. I really appreciate you listening if you were here live and if you are catching the replay. I hope it adds some food for thought, and you know, maybe it hopefully it might solve some family stuff that you have going on, and put a different perspective on it. Try to put a positive spin on it, and just be the best we can be. Thank you again for watching this live video, and I will see you next Tuesday. Take care.